Hello, everyone. My name is Faraz Malik. I'm a solution architect at Livestock Information Systems. In this session, I am going to walk you through how you can run our sample web application. The application is hosted on our GitHub channel and is going to demonstrate how our sample application can be run, which will authenticate against our identity system and make a call to a Livestock API. The session is mainly geared toward developers and technical people who are working on integration. For all others, the session might be useful in understanding the identity and API integration with livestock systems. So let's get straight into it. For all the third parties who are integrating with the livestock system, they will be sent in details of our developer hub. The developer hub is hosted on developers.livestockinformation.org.uk, and this provides kind of a one window place where you can go in and learn about our APIs. In this session, I'm not going to go too much into detail of the developer hub. But within the developer hub, you can go to the API authentication section here, and that gives an overview of how LI protects its API and which kind of clients can connect with our API. Over here, we have got a link to our GitHub repository at the bottom. So if I go to GitHub repository, that takes us to the livestock GitHub channel. We've got two sample applications hosted in the GitHub channel. There is a WPF C#.NET Core application that is mainly demonstrating how desktop applications can connect with livestock systems. And we've also got this sample web application. This is a ASP.NET Core application, which is using MSOL to connect with the livestock system. So in this session, I'm going to get the source code from this web application and run it in few minutes. To get the source code, you can go to code option over here and download the zip file or use the HTTPS link. That link could be used if you've got a Git client on your machine. I'm going to use that link. So if I git clone the repo directly from our GitHub channel, that has actually now downloaded the source code on my device in my testbed folder. If I go in the folder, I can run the solution file, and that I'm opening it in a Visual Studio 2019. It should work in other versions, as long as you've got compatible .NET Core dependencies installed on your machine. Okay, so the solution is now loaded. And if I show you the solution overview, it is an MVC application with essentially a very simple interface using which you can go in and sign into our B2C system and then make a call to our API. If you want to understand how we use MSOL to connect to our identity platform, then go look at the helpers folder, which has some of the helper classes that we use. This application is using the OAuth authorization grant flow, which is a two-step process where the application essentially gets authorization code in step one and then swaps the authorization code with the access token. And that access token along with the subscription key is then used to make a call to our API. All the settings that you need to do to run these applications are in app settings.json. These are things like client ID. So when we will onboard your application in our identity system, we will assign you a client ID, a client secret. We will also give you our identity tenant information and sign up policies, as well as a reset password policy details. We will also give you redirect URL. For the sake of this application, it's a local host. There's an API URL. So this is the API that you will be calling. In this demo, we will make a call to our Hello World API. The API scope detail that you need to include when making a call to API, the B2C authority, and finally the API subscription key. All of these or most of these details will be shared with you when we will onboard you. Now I'm just going to go and I've already set up a prepared app settings file with values. Okay, so I've now configured the app settings file. That's all we literally needed. So I'm just going to run the project now by clicking on the IIS Express on the top. That should open up the browser and show me the application running. There you go. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, it is a simple interface with 3 options in there. So I should be able to click the sign in. So I have now input the username and the password. And I'm just going to click on the sign in button. I don't need to save that. So here you go. The user is now signed in, and you can see the signed in user detail on the top right. If I go under the claims area, then this will give me details about the signed in username and tenant and what is the role for the user. Now I should be able to make a call to the Hello World API. So for that, I need to just click on the secure API call option. So if I click on that, there you go. It has now successfully made a call to our Hello World API URL hosted on this URL and return a Hello World response. For the sake of this also returns information such as the access token and ID token, which you can go and utilize in other Postman tests if you're using a Postman. Yeah, so I mean, it is a very straightforward process. You should literally your sample web application should be running in few minutes. If you've got any technical questions or issues with regarding to the application, you guys can get in touch with the Livestock developer support. The email for the developer support is available on our developer hub over here under the support option.